Hey y'all, what's up? This is Rita from Rita Unfiltered. I'm gonna give you the top 3 worst places I've been, and I'll even throw in a bonus because there's more of those places where they don't really care for black folk than there are places where, they love black folk. So, the 3 with a bonus that I was like, I'll never really need to come here again. Poland. Now, I was born in Poland, all right? Back when it was under apartheid, rationing was all of the things and all of that. My first language was Polish. When I tell you I don't ever need to go back to Poland, ever again, I mean that with like my whole chest, all right? I had gone back when I was 18. Fuck that. It was horrible, all right? I'm generally somebody, if that flight's leaving at 5, I'm probably gonna get to the airport at like 3:30. This was one of the first places where I was like, we could go to the airport a day early. I'll just go ahead and sleep in the terminal until this plane is coming. They were awful, all right? So my mom is Indian. The way that they love Indian people compared to how they treat black people was like wild, bro, like nuts, okay? I remember there was this one shop we had gone into. She went in first, and my mom still speaks Polish. They're like, yeah, you know how they all fucking talk. So then I stepped in, and it was like, they just stopped looking at me. Literally, I looked at my mom, and I was like, I'm not in the mood for this shit. And I walked out. I was like, whenever you're done with these people, you could go. There was a bar where the sign was like an African head. It loosely translated to like nigga. Y'all don't need to do this. Like, y'all don't even like black people, so why would you even bother to have a place where patrons are meant to come and have a good time with a black face calling a nigger? Makes no fucking sense to me. I remember walking in the street and this old man just walked up to me and started talking. And again, because I don't remember Polish anymore, I was just like, his vibe was off. My mom kind of looked at me and she kind of pushed him away and she's like, I'm not going to tell you what he's saying. I was like, don't. I'm not interested in knowing what these idiots are saying. Awful. Now, the only good thing about it, the vodka. The vodka was banging, all right? And for all of my pig eaters, all that pork, they know how to make a kielbasa sausage. You know, it's like an internal commotion when you love the food, but you hate the people and you hate everything around there. It really fucking sucks. But I don't ever need to go back to Poland. Second, India. Ooh. God. Now, I'm a half an Indian, all right?
You don't like Indian.
I don't give a fuck. I'm a Desi, all right? Desi for life. I hate India. I want to love it. Like, my cousins are always like, oh, India is so much fun. You should enjoy it. I want to, pero I can't because they are not nice to black people at all. I feel like India is probably the one country where I have been touched and assaulted and put upon more than any other country in my life. I remember walking with my aunt and my grandmother, and I saw these 3 boys like coming at us. And I just knew they was gonna play with me. Every time I would go left, they would all move to the left. If I went to the right, they moved to the right. And I was like, watch, here we go. When I tell you that one guy at the end shoulder checked the fuck out of me, like, God help me, I'm gonna murder one of these little tiny malnourished Indians. I'm gonna hurt one of these people, okay? There was another time we had gone to go visit one of my aunts, and my grandmother and I were not staying with them. We were staying in a hotel nearby. So there was something I needed to get. So I was like, I'm gonna go back to the hotel, grab what I need to get, and I'm gonna come back. So I step out and I see like these kids everywhere, right? And then they kind of like scattered like little dirtbag roaches. So I'm walking to the hotel, but I could still keep hearing these little kids, but I couldn't really see them, which is also kind of creepy because it's like, that means that they're like on you, but you don't know like where they're at. Anyways, whatever. So I get to the hotel. It must have been like 10, 15 minutes, whatever. Walk out of the hotel, and at the gate, it must have been like 10 or 15 kids, y'all. And they were just all sitting there. Like, so they're talking in Gujarati so I can understand them. And it's like, I flipped. I literally started picking up rocks and I just started chucking them at these kids. The satisfaction of hearing those rocks hit their little soft little baby skin filled me with a carnal pleasure that I cannot describe, okay?
They're kids, Rita. You can't do that.
I did it. I'll do it again. So, India. Blech. 3, Egypt. Oh, God. First of all, they don't think they're African. To me, makes no sense. I don't really care that y'all speak Arabic. I guarantee you none of those Saudis are like, yeah,
them Egyptians is my homeboys, you know?
None of them are doing that. Not a one of them. When they're going over there, they're going as workers. One of my homeboys is getting married in October. I would love to celebrate him and his wife, but they getting married in Egypt. And guess what, y'all? I'm not going to do it. The first time I ever got cussed passed out by little kids was in Egypt, all right? So we had taken a bus from Cairo to Port Said. Yo, we stepped out that bus and there was a bunch of these little dirty ass, little malnourished children sitting on one of these little benches, and they just literally, fuck you, American! I had to literally stop because I was like, are they talking to us? Nuts. I didn't have rocks at that day, but I would have fucked them little kids up too if I would have. Okay. Another time, we were in Cairo, like walking around, and we had gone to go and see like the pyramids, right? And this was still back when you could still go deep inside the pyramids. There was this one part where you had to like really crunch down because the ceilings were really, really low. So I remember crunching down and going over, and there was like a group of school kids coming by. Dead ass, two of these little boys slapped me in the butt. Not one of these little raggedy ass little kids, but two of these little dirtbag, little dirty ass kids. Now, it was very cramped, it's really dark in there, so I don't know which one of the little dirtbags did it, but I heard the little gross little baby boy giggles, so I know one of them did it. So I hope he enjoyed that whole, handful of ass that he got, but I was not amused. Children should not be doing that, all right? Anyways, they're not nice to black people. However, I will say Alexandria was beautiful. The country does have some really beautiful highlights. And I'm not going to lie to you, I would love to go to the Red Sea and go do snorkeling over there. But the thought of being surrounded by all them Egyptians, I'm good. I live here in Nairobi, Kenya. We've got a couple of Egyptians in our building. They're rude AF. Rude AF, okay? So, Egyptians and Egypt, 3. And now, just as a bonus, right? Because again, who doesn't love something for free? 4th place, Argentina. Ooh, I don't like them Argentinians. I don't like them, I don't like them, I don't like them. They're rude AF. They think that they are like the Europeans of South America, okay? Y'all are right over here too. Like, it's wild to me when you meet people who think that their closeness to whiteness makes them more great and better. And so because of that, everybody around should like bend at the knee and see that they're good. Kiss my ass with that, all right? The last time I went to Argentina was about 13 years ago. We did another week of like Spanish school in Buenos Aires. And then we did a lot of traveling outside of the country. It was awful. Like, I remember we had rented an Airbnb in Buenos Aires to like, for our schooling. And then one day, like the Airbnb like landlord comes over and he's like, I'm a lawyer too. Okay, good for you. He's like, I hate criminal lawyers. Mind you, at the time, me and my homegirl were like criminal lawyers. And we're just both looking at him where it's like, ain't nobody ask you for your raggedy ass opinion. Shut the fuck up. And literally I was like, sir, have a good day. Bye. All right. They were just rude. They were snarky. They were full of themselves. You got a great football team. Yay. And you guys do make great steaks. I'm not going to lie to you. Again, I'm going back to Argentina in February. I hope to God they're better. February, I'm going to let y'all know. But my gut is saying they're going to be exactly what they're going to be. It's not going to be no surprise, like whatever. Anyways, we'll see. So 3 places plus a bonus that suck for black people. Let me know in the comments. Bye.